installation. Get your free estimate today. RennerDoorSTL.com. Renner, forward and back.
RENNER, RENNER.
This is the Gashouse Gang on 104.1 FM KMOX. Sponsored by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin comfort dealer. And by Anderson Hospital, a Newsweek World's Best Hospital. Now the Gashouse Gang on KMOX.
We are live on YouTube, on X, on Facebook, on KMOX, on the Odyssey app. Where else are we? We're everywhere.
I think we're on the moon.
We're on the moon. With Chris Ranji, I'm Tom Ackerman. Matt Pajeski is our producer, and it's always a pleasure to have him. We have the voice of the Cardinals, John Rooney, with us at 12:30. At 12:45, talk a little gambling.
Oh, a little wagering.
A little sports betting. Football season is upon us, sir.
Derek Stevens, the CEO of Circa, which is one of the two untethered sportsbook apps that were approved along with DraftKings.
Yeah, so if you've been sort of out and about the last few days, you're like, what is going on here with the sports betting in Missouri? When does this start? What does this mean? What is untethered? We're going to sort it all out for you so you can be ready for football season. Let's talk some baseball. Let's address the biggest thing of all this weekend. And yes, the Cardinals got swept. That's one. But I think the one that needs to be addressed is that the Cards-Yankees series saw more empty seats.
Mm-hmm.
I think it needs to be discussed right out of the gate. And we'll talk to John Rooney a little bit more about some of the things that happen in those ball games and why. But why is this happening? Why is Busch Stadium so empty? And you can point to crime and public safety. You can point to weather. You can point to this and point to that and point to the team's short roster and the lack of star power. No, this really is, once again, you can comment if you disagree with me. This is, again, a unified fan base in that they are turning their back until they see a change, which they're going to get in the front office from Chaim Bloom to John Mozeliak, from John Mozeliak to Chaim Bloom. But I think it's even more than that. I think it is they want better communication and understanding, and I don't know if empathy is the word. I think it's, connection between the ownership and the fan base. That's what the fan base wants. The fan base wants to win, but they also want ownership from the top down to understand them better and to talk to them more and to be more transparent and to show them that this franchise is going to turn things around and get back to their winning ways. That is what they want. They don't want to be irrelevant anymore, and they want to know that their leaders feel the same way. That's how I think the fan base wants to feel. Of course, everybody wants to win, and that's going to bring everybody back, period. But how do you get there? I think you have to have better connection between your top dogs and your fans, who are the lifeblood of the organization.
Wins are number one. But what you're talking about is adjacent to that. And what it is people want to know that the plan moving forward is good, and that what Chaim Bloom has in mind and ownership has in mind, because ownership is a huge, huge part of what the organization is as far as the roster goes, the competitiveness and all of that. I mean, we spend so much time talking about, Oliver Marmol this and John Mozeliak that. And yeah, they're a big part of the winning too. But this is really a lot about ownership and the resources that are allocated to be spent, to be traded away, to, make the facilities better at the minor league level. All of these things, right, is part of one big plan. People want to know that the plan is good, or they want to at least be confident that they believe the plan is good. That's what this is about. So moving forward, if people think there is a right direction and the Cardinals have found it and are headed back to what they were 10, 15 years ago, then you're going to get everybody right back on board. And that's the benefit of this particular fan base that has been so historically supportive of this franchise, on a national level supportive, competitive with the Yankees and the Dodgers in terms of how many people come out to the ballpark when they have a good team on the field. I mean, the numbers are clear. Cardinals have been one of the top teams in baseball in terms of getting people out to the ballpark and people in the seats. So all you have to do to prove to Cardinals fans or to get them to the ballpark is to prove to them that you're moving in the right direction. They want to start to see results. They want to start to see wins. And then they want a team that is not just competitive in the division, not just better than the Reds and the Pirates and maybe about as good as the Brewers or the Cubs. They want to know that the team that's on the field is equal to the Phillies or the Braves or the Dodgers. That's what they want. They want to get back to that. That when you're talking about preseason favorites for a World Series, the Cardinals in the National League are one of the top couple of teams you're talking about. That's what they want. And you know what? They deserve that, because when the team is good and when the team does that, they come out. Because we were talking earlier, Tom, about the Tampa Bay Rays. And no matter how good they are, they have difficulty getting people to that ballpark. And they've been a legit World Series contender many years over the last 20. Still can't get people to the ballpark. The White Sox, the team I worked for, they won a World Series and they sold out a bunch of seats the next year. But even when they were good, it would still sometimes be a struggle to get people to the ballpark. This is a different fan base. This fan base shows out when the team is good. So I think if the Cardinals organization rewards them, then the fan base will reward them back.
This is why I've always embraced the negative fans. People used to say, even when the team was doing well, like, how can you take all those phone calls after the game about people that hate La Russa and hate this and hate that? I'm like, do you understand that they care passionate about this team, that they have actually taken their time. They wake up in the morning and they read stories about the team. They take the time, they block out a part of their day to listen or watch the games. They invite their family and their kids, and they invest their time and their money.
Yes.
Their hard-earned money.
Emotion.
To go to the ballpark or to participate in other activities like Cardinals winter warm-up. Those are kind of the really diehard extreme fans but that they book vacations to St. Louis to stay in our hotels. Are you kidding? If they're upset about a move that the manager made, bring it. I want to hear it. I want that. And the last thing you want is apathy. I mean, you got to be kidding me. You have to. The national analysts, I don't blame them for saying, whoa, what happened to the Cardinals fans? I thought they were great. They have no clue what's going on. They don't know, like people listening right now know, and that you and I know. They don't know what's going on here in our little bubble where the fans are fatigued and want better. The national analysts don't get that. They kind of breeze in, breeze out. Or the Yankees or the Cubs, those two broadcast teams that question where are all the Cardinals fans? They don't understand. They haven't been following along all this time. This fan base is there. It is not disappeared, but don't take it for granted. There's a lot that you can do now. There are a lot that you can do to spend your entertainment dollar, and the Cardinals are going to have to really open up the line to their fans and let them know that they hear them.
Tom, when you talk about the national perspective and broadcasters or people who cover sports saying that thing, like, where are the Cardinals fans at? I don't take that as an insult. I think that is, it's been ingrained even nationally where people know Cardinals fans fill the ballpark.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't blame them.
Yeah.
For saying
so they
don't
are
know.
They're stunned when they come here and they're like, oh wow,
right.
Damn, I can't believe this is happening. It's not an insult. It's not typical. And this has now been a couple of years thing where you are getting national wasn't it the Padres broadcast? I don't know if it was earlier this year or last year was sort of going on and on about that. Like, man, where is everybody? Because you're not used to seeing that at Busch Stadium, maybe in the early 90s or something.
It does stand out, yes.
It absolutely stands out, which is a testament to the city and the team's supporters, that they have been coming out the way they've been supported and or supportive, and also to the team itself, which has put out some pretty competitive teams, a couple of World Series appearances, a few World Series appearances, a couple of wins. So it's not like Cardinals fans had not been rewarded at all for their support. but I think people just want them to get back to that.
There's so much going on with this team that is good, and we're going to highlight all of that coming up in our next segment. But I wanted to get that out there right away. And boy, we got some comments coming in. I mean, if you want to go to YouTube and X and Facebook and read those yourself, and we can highlight some on here. I think a lot of people agree with what we're saying. I think a lot of people are expanding on that. There's a lot of hate towards, the current regime. And I will say that we can tell you all day that they want to win, or that they want things to be good, and they want good business, and they want people back in the seats, but you can talk about it all day. You have to act. And
right.
Now it's up to them. It's up to them. And there was one person here who said, let me see. Yeah, it's Verlis, who usually has a pretty good comment. Bloom needs to let the fans know his vision for the team in the short and long term. That's 100% correct. He will be very important in all of this. And I hate to put this on him, because his job will be to build the baseball team back, but he will be the face of the St. Louis Cardinals. Bill DeWitt Jr., the chairman, is not going to be speaking to people on a weekly basis. Bill DeWitt III will and can, but Bill represents the business side of the Cardinals and Ballpark Village and the business of the ballpark. Bloom is going to be not only the architect of this next era of Cardinal baseball, but he's going to have to be the person who talks directly to the fans about what's going on and to let them in. He has a very important job coming up here over the next several years, hopefully for a long time. Can turn this thing around, that it doesn't take a long time to do, but it's going to take some effort and some time to build this thing back to where it was. Let's do this. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We're going to go through some of the things that happened with John Rooney over that Yankees series, but I have a couple of thoughts about some things that happened that were very special over the weekend. Even if people weren't in the seats watching it in the scorching heat at Busch Stadium, they were paying attention. We'll be back in a moment.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Calling all future sportscasters. Sharpen your skills and learn from the best of the Missouri Broadcasters Association Sportscasters Forum, Tuesday, September 16th in St. Louis. Join Cardinals beat reporters, broadcasters, and the legendary John Rooney, the voice of the Cardinals, for insider sessions on play-by-play, interviewing, reporting, and more. Then cap the day with a Cards-Reds game at Busch Stadium. Open to college students and broadcasting pros. Just $10 for students, lunch, and a game ticket. Space is limited. Register by September 2nd at MissouriBroadcasters.org.
What is your next success story? At University of Maryland Global Campus, you can succeed again with more than 135 affordable online degrees and certificates to help you move your career forward. From cybersecurity and AI to healthcare and MBA, our programs help you build critical thinking, leadership, and communication skills that set you apart in today's job market. Apply now and save with no application fee through September 3rd. Visit umgc.edu to get started. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
It's easy to feel apprehensive about getting screened for cancer or to just keep putting it off. But Siteman Cancer Center wants to remind you how important it is, especially after the age of 40. And they also want you to know how easy it is to get it done. GetScreenedNow.com has all the information you need on cancers like prostate, breast, colon, lung cancer. You can also find out your risk of disease by answering just a few simple questions. And then you can find one of the hundreds of screening locations in the area. Even if you're a little farther out, there is probably a place near you. You have heard this before, but catching cancer early dramatically increases the odds of a successful treatment, especially with so many cancers showing up earlier in life. So do not be intimidated. Siteman will make the process as simple as possible. GetScreenedNow.com. Do it for your family and friends who count on you. Do it for yourself. Visit GetScreenedNow.com.
The Dave Glover Show.
If you sit down with me and we talk about who I am, what I am, my values, political, voting record, you're never going to walk away and go, that guy's a bleeding heart progressive. I'm just not stupid. And I just don't take bait. And I just don't do things because you tell me to, or that I'm afraid that if I don't, fall in line or get on the bandwagon, people aren't going to like me. Been there, done that for years.
The Dave Glover Show, now on FM, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Dive into adventure this summer at the St. Louis Aquarium's Summer of the Shark. Get face to fin with some of the ocean's most awe-inspiring creatures in shark-themed exhibits, jaw-dropping displays, and interactive experiences for the whole family. Whether you're a fin-tastic fan or just curious, there's hands-on fun and fascinating facts around every corner at the St. Louis Aquarium. Don't miss your chance to make a splash. Plan your visit today at stlouisunionstation.com. That's stlouisunionstation.com.
KMOX is now on 104.1 FM, the same great station with even better sound.
Welcome back to the Gashouse Gang. We're sponsored by Saliga Heating and Cooling, SaligaHeatingandCooling.com, and by Anderson Hospital. And we have a new sponsor that has jumped in that I'll tell you about at the end of this segment. Always love the new sponsors jumping in.
Attitude's the best.
That's good. The show's doing really well. We appreciate you. Let's a lot of comments coming in. I appreciate the support on that. Matt said spot on. Both of us were really, here's another one supporting me, STL Girl 74. Thank you for that. Cole Bassett's left foot, always a great contributor. The Cardinal Way, it's stuck in traffic on I-64 waiting for Heim Bloom to bring the GPS. Always has a creative way of saying things there. Cole Bassett's left foot.
That's one way to say it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
We do appreciate your messages.
Graham says the fan base, not to speak for everyone, wants a clear direction from the front office and actions that clearly help said direction. No more flip-flopping what we are doing or where we are going is well said and that happened because the team actually started doing well. So there was this mixed messaging, I thought, this season where the Cardinals clearly said in October, we are going to provide runway for players. We're just getting you ready for this. We're not going to spend money. We're actually going to reduce payroll a little bit, and we're going to have young players develop. So they tried to trade Nolan Arenado, and he rejected the trade. Whoops. Okay, there's one mishap. Then they actually didn't make any moves in the offseason. They get Phil Maton. Then they actually turn out to be really good in May. They go 19-8. They end up at one point 9 games over 500, and they're like, oh, yeah, so about that runway thing, we're now in a transition. So we actually do want to win, and let's go get this thing. And the fans, I think, got confused. Even when they were doing well, people weren't going to the ballpark. They just want to know what the heck's going on. So I get that.
Yeah, and I think that's right. People want a clear direction. You don't expect... None of us expected going in this team was going to do what it did in May and then make itself competitive. And then you start to think, well, maybe they have a shot at the division. But once they do that, you sort of have to, I think you have to pivot a little bit. That doesn't mean that you completely overhaul what your plan was going in, because you still need to see about some of these young players. You still need to provide runway for them. But you kind of want to take advantage as best you can and as logically as you can with a team that does start to win, because who knows? I mean, you might have a surprise season. Now, what for me, and I've said this a number of times, for this season, had they gone on a little bit of a run and just made the playoffs and then get bounced in a division round or a wild card round or whatever, I would have considered that to be a successful year. But usually the way it feels like they have operated lately is if they get to the playoffs, anything can happen, and that should be good enough.
100%.
That's so for this year, that'd have been great. Usually, though, not good enough. And Cardinals fans agree with that sentiment. That's why they say it's not win the division and see what happens. It's get yourself stacked up against everybody else, the best teams in the National League, So you're a real, actual World Series contender. That's what people want, and they deserve to have that.
And they can't do it by writing checks left and right. That doesn't always work. See the New York Mets for that.
But it can be part of the equation.
Darn right.
So here's the thing. If you're not at the foundational level building a strong team, and I'm talking like minor leagues, continually bringing up players who contribute, pitching, offense, whatever. If you're not doing that, like the Tampa Bay Rays had done successfully, the Red Sox did that, but then the Red Sox do the other thing where they also spend money. For me, the thing I always say is I just don't want them to close any doors on ways to get better. So yes, it is be good at the minor league level. Yes, it is make shrewd trades. Yes, it is finding the diamond in the rough in the free agency market. But it's also maybe you're in play for some of the premier free agents sometimes. Not all the time, but maybe there's that one free agent one year that's just the perfect fit for the team that you have, and it does really solidify things. Don't eliminate that possibility out of hand without even considering it. That's what I want them to do.
Yeah. Yes. Draft, develop, retain. And when you don't fill the position that you need with that formula, then you go out and sign and you spend money and fill those spots and give people an opportunity. You don't like, here's Aaron Dodson, who loves to pound on the Cardinals ownership in particular, said Bill DeWitt the third just laughs at the fans. What he's referring to there was an interview that Bill did with Martin Kilcoyne on Fox 2 last year, where they were talking about stadium renovations. And Bill said something along the lines of, I chuckle at the fans who say that, they'll just not show up and make a statement. We're trying to, our payroll is directly correlated to how many people come through the turnstiles. So we need people to come through the turnstiles to pay the players, when what the fans are saying is, well, this is how we would like it. How about you deliver the stars and then we will pay you with our ticket revenue for those stars. So you give us a little something. So that's the tables that have been turned here. So they're now emptying the seats to show that that's what they want. And then there's people like Henry, who's, he's hot. I mean, I see Henry comment all the time. He's saying, well, wait a minute. I actually think you need to understand that the money is going to the farm system, that the resources are going to the farm system. And he also went on to say that in 2015, 100 wins, what did we do? They got crushed. The team had a lot of errors, plenty of offense, missed the playoffs, got eliminated the last day of the season the following year. He goes on to say, I was at the winter warm-up. I go to the writers' dinner. I think the Cardinals have been a fun team to me. Now, he may be in the minority there, but he's saying, well, I go to the games and I actually do have a good time. So, there's a lot of mixed, not everybody feels one way. Some people are angry at ownership. Some people are like, I still like going to the games. Most people, I think, are, they fall in the middle of that. They're upset, but they also have some hope. They just want to see it. Again, I'll go back to what we said. The fans just want to be heard.
Yes.
They just want to be heard.
They do want to be heard, and they want if there are promises made, for those to be kept. And I think they want their team to be a little aggressive sometimes, even when it's uncomfortable. Like this message, a text message at 314-436-7900. It says, other clubs build good teams by signing free agents in their prime. Why can't the Cardinals do the same? Instead of signing players that are past their prime, for example, Goldschmidt and Arenado, well past their prime when the Cardinals acquired them. So I wouldn't say they were well past their primes. They were still productive players at the time the deals were made. It's just that, a couple of years later, they weren't the same players. And those were the right moves to make. I remember when they got Goldschmidt, and my thought was, okay, this is good. This is on the right track. But you got to do a little bit more, because look at who you're competing against. Look at the teams that you're competing against. So you might have to get a little more aggressive if you want to beat them. And it just didn't play out that way. So I think that sentiment of that person who just texted in is kind of how a lot of people feel, that they want their team to be smart, but also want them to be aggressive when necessary. And they've been reluctant to do that a lot of times.
Well said. Remember, this is a very smart fan base. Okay. This is not, as some people think, that they, for a long time, were just sheep and go to the games and do whatever they're told. No, they're very smart. They're very intuitive. They pay attention. They're very passionate, and they are there. They are absolutely out there. They would like a reason to come back in droves, and that eventually will happen, but it's going to take some work to get them back. And when it does, there's no place better than playing in a full house at Busch Stadium. There just isn't. We've all been around. There's nothing like hearing a Cardinals crowd. I think this weekend was very glaring, because I can tell you the last time the Yankees were here 2 years ago in 2023, you couldn't have fit another person in the stadium to see the Yankees. And now the fans even won't show up for that. So they are ready for action. That's what they want. They want action, and they're going to have a very interesting offseason facing them here leading into 2026. There's no doubt about that. When we come back, the voice of the Cardinals, John Rooney, will be along with us. A very special moment that happened. I know I said I was going to talk about some of the positives. I'm going to save it for John because he had the call. So I'll set that up with him coming up in the next segment. And a very special moment, I thought, and one of the best for the Cardinals all year. And we'll also talk a little sports betting in our final segment here on the Gashouse Gang on KMOX. Right now, I want to tell you about cars. And if you are in the market for a new car, I have a great idea for you. And there could be very many of you out there. Genesis of St. Charles, the #1 Genesis dealer in Missouri for 2025. That's based on GMA sales records for 2024. Genesis of St. Charles. Let them bring a test drive to you. They're closer than you think if you want to go see them at 5601 Veterans Memorial Parkway in St. Peter's. Incredible building. First and only standalone Genesis dealership. Luxury service at a state-of-the-art facility. But you can buy online, and they will deliver the car to you if you want to go that route. GenesisofStCharles.com. Complimentary vehicle pickup and delivery. A loaner vehicle at no additional cost when you get service. Genesis of St. Charles. GenesisofStCharles.com.
Why do the national tax resolution firms need the tiny fine print at the bottom of all their TV ads? Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. You don't hear fast-talking disclaimers in our ads because the claims we make are 100% transparent. The Lance Story Law Firm primarily focuses on one thing, IRS problems, and we're regulated by the Bar Association, and we have a AAA rating with the Better Business Bureau. IRS issues are serious legal issues. The Lance Story Law Firm has helped thousands of clients navigate the best resolution plans, and we tell you up front exactly how much it'll cost. Tax resolution law is all we do. So before you send money to some out-of-town, high-pressure salesperson, give us a call at the Lance Story Law Firm, located right here in St. Louis. Call today to schedule your free consultation with me, 314-260-6120, or visit LanceDruryLaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Hey guys, Kevin Wheeler here. I want to tell you about 213 Complex, which is available at Supplement Superstores. It is the most effective and powerful all-natural weight loss supplement ever developed. Here's what it does for me and what it will do for you. Optimizes thyroid function, which gets your metabolism rocking and rolling, helps you with appetite and craving control. All-day focused energy comes with that, plus the reduced cortisol levels helps you get a better night's sleep. So get out to Supplement Superstores, tell them Kevin Wheeler sent you in. They'll knock 30% off the 213 Complex. Find your location at supplementsuperstores.com.
It is 93 degrees here in St. Louis. The AccuWeather Real Feel is 109. We have a heat advisory in effect until 8 o'clock tonight. Weather brought to you by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The mountains came over, we were having spaghetti when we suddenly noticed that we started getting sweaty. So we grabbed the keys and we ate it in the van. That's what my friend said. Call Jerry Kelly, man, JerryKelly.com. Give him a call, even though it's late, JerryKelly.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Colleen Bosler, and I'd like to introduce our newest associate, Dr. Adam Voss.
Hi, I'm Dr. Adam Voss, the newest addition to the Audiology Center. I'm very excited to join this amazing team. I'm a St. Louis native, graduated from Washington University School of Medicine, and I'm passionate about hearing healthcare and connecting people back to the things that matter to them most. Family, friends, music, or even their favorite British TV drama. At the Audiology Center, we care for our patients like our own family. If you ever need anything, come on by or call us and we will make sure to address questions or issues same day. My ultimate goal as your audiologist is to listen to your individual needs and guide you on your journey to improved hearing. There are a lot of audiologists in town, but only one Audiology Center. We might not know how to change a tire, but we know a thing or two about audiology. And I want our current and future patients to know that you can trust us with your hearing healthcare needs.
Thanks, Dr. Voss. The Audiology Center, 3 locations. Come visit us at theaudiologycenterstl.com for more information.
Refresh, restore, and protect your employees and customers. Call Zero Res to clean your business the right way so your floors and surfaces stay cleaner longer without the harmful chemicals the other guys use. Call 314-474-2020 or book online at ZeroResSTL.com.
Now, the John Rooney Conversation on KMOX. Sponsored by Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. And if you're a Missourian, we're for you.
There's a ball. It's hit into center, a base hit. Coming around third base, Nootbaar. Bellinger's throw coming in. It's cut off. The Cardinals have tied the game on a hit by Burleson.
With Chris Ranji, I'm Tom Ackerman. It is the Gashouse Gang. Our producer's Matt Pajeski, and the voice of the Cardinals is John Rooney. Hello, John. Always good to have you on the show.
Well, Tom, Chris, good to be with you. Just sitting here in the hotel lobby, having a cup of coffee, getting ready to jump on the bus and head to the park, and let's get a win tonight.
John, I need to know, how do you take that coffee? Because I think the last time we spoke, you had just gotten coffee. Are you a black coffee guy? Do you do half and half? What do you have in there?
Light half and half, and a little stevia, and then probably a few cups too many, but I've gone the decaf route for the last couple of months, and that really has improved my life.
Oh, that's good.
I'm not quite as anxious as I was, or quite as apt to go after you on the show this way.
Oh,
so you should thank me. You should thank me for having decaf instead of the
John,
high octane.
I love the anxiety. I love it. I love these anxious talks.
That is so good. They make some good coffee down there in Miami too.
Oh, do they ever? Oh. Do they ever? And just some great people down here, and it's so hot outside. So I mean, just like home, they make us feel welcome in that regard. But thank goodness we're inside for the next 3 games because we'll be outside for the 3 after that over in Tampa, playing at the minor league facility there for the Yankees. I've done several games there, and it's a nice facility, but it's not a major league park.
Yeah, and no kidding. I mean, with the heat and can we get one moment without rain? Even the season ticket holders got rained on in their event.
Oh, that's
they
right.
were trying to have. It's just ridiculous, these pop-up storms. John, before we talked about, a lot of things went wrong over the weekend. I know that. But first I want to talk about something that I thought was pretty amazing. It was very positive and one of the great moments of the season, I thought. This is Joel Pozo. So he was using his first players weekend in the big leagues to pay tribute to his son, Paul, who suffered a stroke shortly after being born. The Cardinals shared that Joel and Paul visited with children who were battling similar health problems at Mercy Hospital so that they could put their power and strength on his bat. They painted his bat. They had little hands on there and all kinds of little designs on there. He actually had a picture of Paul on the knob of the bat. And then, John, he did this with the bat in the game yesterday.
Here's the next one. Bozo swings, and he drives that one. Deep left center field. Way back. And it's a gunner for Pozo. 4-3 Cardinals in the bottom of the 6th.
He is really something, John. He is some human being, and he comes through in some big moments. I'll bet there are a lot of people thrilled after the Pozo home run yesterday.
Well, I know he was, Tom, and he had tears while rounding the bases, thinking about the moment and about visiting the hospital, thinking about his son. And here's a guy, if I think I have it bad or I'm having a bad day for some reason or another, there are times I think of Joel Pozo, who, with his family, lived in a car in a parking lot because his son had a stroke after birth. And they put all of their money into getting him well. And look at the opportunity he's getting right now. He's enjoying every second, not every minute, every second of what he's experiencing with his teammates and with the Cardinals. And he goes out there and plays with such enthusiasm. And his average has been dropping some. He had a tough pass ball in the ninth inning yesterday. He doesn't let those things get him down. He comes back, gives it everything he has, and competes. And in a week where they've lost 5 in a row, that is a great moment and something to latch onto as Joel Pozo has his time in the big leagues, and he's just a joy to be around. But God bless his family, and God bless those kids that he had a chance to visit with.
So when we talk about good clubhouse guys, and you want to have them, and you want to have a good mix of personalities, I think, in any clubhouse. And it's hard to quantify it, but just how important is it to have guys like that on a team?
I got to tell you, Chris Ronzi, that's the best question you have asked
ever
in all this time that we have been on the. That is a wonderful question.
Man, I think I've had some bangers too.
Because you've had some tough ones. I'll tell you that. That I got off the phone shaking my head, but this is a good one. And I happened to read an article about the Reds DFAing Jake Fraley. Jake Fraley is one of those glue pieces in the clubhouse, but they got caught in a numbers game, and Fraley had some injuries. He hasn't had the season that he would have liked or the Reds would have liked. And it really got to Terry Francona, because Francona said, yes, it's part of the business, but DFAing a guy like that who means so much, not only to his teammates in the clubhouse, and the fans really like him in Cincinnati as well, that is something that's kind of tough to deal with for anybody that has to make that kind of move, because it's important to have someone like that. And when Pozo came into the Cardinal clubhouse, joining the team in Pittsburgh, he hit a home run in his first game with the Cardinals in Pittsburgh. It was his second homer in the big leagues, but after a long absence from playing with the Texas Rangers. Well, he became an immediate favorite in the clubhouse just because of what I spoke of a little while ago. He enjoys every second in the big leagues, and I think his teammates play off of that. But it's very important to have that kind of clubhouse, because if you don't have a team where the players, they don't care for one another, or one thing leads to another, and the clubhouse happens to get fractured with a group over here, a group over there. That's kind of what I saw in the clubhouse in 1980 with the Cardinals before Whitey Herzog got there. Ken Boyer wasn't well at all at the time, and he was still managing, but he was trying to deal with a lot of different personalities that just didn't click. And with what the Cardinals have going in their clubhouse, they don't have a lot of things going right for them right now on the field. But I think these young players, with what they're doing in their failures and in their successes, there are many of these guys learning to build a core for the future. And what Joel Pozo has done with some key big game-winning hits. I mean, the guy has 7 pinch hit RBIs to lead the majors. He's like second in pinch hits in the National League. And what he's done to really help the roster, that's important.
John, it was tough yesterday seeing the errors by Sajaci, and of course we saw other things, walks and leading to runs and all that stuff happening. But there was another good thing that happened through all the bad. And Victor Scott II, if he makes that catch on the Aaron Judge home run, that is one of the all-time great Cardinals catches. I mean, he didn't make the catch, unfortunately, but it was an amazing effort on the play. Unfortunately, he got hurt, and that brings in Nathan Church. Nathan Church is an interesting talent, isn't he, John? And it's always nice to see someone make his major league debut. He has some skills I think the Cardinals would like to see.
Well, he has a very good arm, for one thing. He can play all 3 outfield positions. And in all those games you've done at spring training, Tom, we've seen a lot of Nathan Church, like 31 games over the last 3 years in spring training, and had a pretty good idea this guy's on his way to the big leagues. It's just a matter of when, and how appropriate is it that Nathan Church makes his debut on a Sunday, and that happened yesterday. So he's a guy, I think, getting this chance, he's going to take advantage of it. He can hit, he can run well, he plays all the outfield spots, and with his throwing ability, every manager he's had and the coaches in the minor leagues agreed this is a can't-miss guy. And you don't hear that about too many players in all the organizations, where you see a guy come in and really develop the way Nathan has. So I'm looking for some big things out of him, if not this year, certainly in competing for a job next year.
Enjoy that coffee, my friend. Have a great day, and thanks for being nice to Chris. We appreciate it.
It's about time.
Well, I did my best. Have a good one, guys.
Have a good one, man. There's the voice of the Cardinals, John Rooney. Always great to have him. We will take a quick timeout. We come back. Sports betting in Missouri. When is it happening? What do we do? How do we accomplish this? It's all next on the Gashouse Gang. We're sponsored by Saliga Heating and Cooling, SaligaHeatingandCooling.com, and by Anderson Hospital. We'll be right back.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're here for all of life's wins. Like when you get a new car, or new boat, or new driver, or when your son moves out, but your mom moves in, or you find out you're expecting again, or when one rental property turns into 2, then 20, or you realize they're all in Tornado Alley. Life is full of life events, so call your Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance agent or visit mofbinsurance.com to find an agent near you, and we'll make sure you have the right coverage for each of life's wins.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're for the people of Missouri, in good times and in bad. We're for Missouri families and Missouri communities. We're for giving back to those communities and lifting people up. And when Missouri weather rips through our state, we're for helping put back the pieces. We're for brighter days and new tomorrows. We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. And if you live in Missouri, we're for you.
Calling all future sportscasters. Sharpen your skills and learn from the best of the Missouri Broadcasters Association Sportscasters Forum, Tuesday, September 16th in St. Louis. Join Cardinals beat reporters, broadcasters, and the legendary John Rooney, the voice of the Cardinals, for insider sessions on play-by-play, interviewing, reporting, and more. Then cap the day with a Cards-Reds game at Busch Stadium. Open to college students and broadcasting pros. Just $10 for students, lunch, and a game ticket. Space is limited. Register by September 2nd at MissouriBroadcasters.org.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-969-0686 and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-969-0686. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-969-0686 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-969-0686.
Hey guys, Glover here with my friends at Michael's Baths. Your bathroom might be small, but fixing it can feel huge. Cracked tiles, outdated fixtures, and that tub that's seen better days. Well, at Michael's Baths, we're going to get you the bathroom of your dreams at a price that you can afford. Mike usually comes in 30 to 50% less than the national companies. He is local. He is family owned and operated. He's done this for 30 years, and he is a great guy. 636-775-0800. 636-775-0800 to michaelsbaths.com.
Hey, it's Matt Pauley for i3 Broadband, the internet provider in the Pauley household. I think you'd love it if you had them as well. We've got the 2 gig package at our home. 2 gig upload, 2 gig download, mirrored, and we're spending less money than we did with the cable company for lesser service. Plus, right now, they've got savings over $400 beyond their already low standard pricing. You got questions? They've got answers. Call 877-976-0711, and they've got people there who can answer all your questions, or head to their website, i3broadband.com.
Now back to the Gashouse Gang, sponsored by Saliga Heating and Cooling and by Anderson Hospital on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Have you seen that stadium swim at Circa Las Vegas?
Dude, have I seen it? All my friends have been to it. I've been invited once.
Let me tell you, that looks like the experience. Oh, hello there, Derek Stevens, CEO of Circa, joins us on KMOX. Chris Ranji, along with me, Tom Ackerman. It's great to have you back on the radio station. How are you?
Chris, Tom, great to talk to you. Well, Chris, you've been invited twice because I'm putting it out there for you right now.
Okay, well,
Stadium swim.
Yeah, all right. Since you put it out there, I'll be there now.
Oh, I'd like in on that. I'll tell you that right now. Derek, it's great to have you on the show. I know this has been very busy, and I would say, important last several days for you here in the state of Missouri, hasn't it?
Yeah, we had a good trip last week, and on Wednesday made our presentation in Jefferson City, and we were happy to hear some of the results on Friday. So we are Circus Sports is very excited about coming to Missouri, and we plan on launching in Missouri on December 1st.
Yeah, we know that Circa has already had a pretty good presence in the state of Illinois, now coming to Missouri. So for a lot of people here who have not been doing the thing where they drive across the river and place their bet and then come back to Missouri because they live here. So for people who have not done that yet, who have not experienced it yet, what does this mean to have the Circa app available to them, and what can they do with it?
Yeah, so what we're real excited about this app for those that have gone across the river. The app that we're going to be launching in Missouri is our brand new technology. So we're very, very excited about that. It's completely different than what you would be able to utilize in Illinois, and we're excited about launching in Missouri with our new tech. I think it's going to give players of all types, larger wagerers to lower dollar wagerers, from the first time bettor to experienced pros. It's going to give them a great opportunity. So we'll have it in the App Store before it's time to launch in Missouri, and we'll be ready to go by December 1st.
It's got to be done by December 1st, right? Is there the possibility that it's ready prior to that, or do you have to wait until the 1st of December?
No, December 1st. I don't think it has much to do with any of the sports betting operators. That's the regulation. So that's when sports betting will start in the state of Missouri. So it's 12-1 for everybody.
Okay.
Derek, for those who are just kind of getting into this, have you seen a rising number of Missourians getting involved with you? Have you seen the numbers increase here lately?
Yeah, it's interesting. We because we're in Illinois, we get to see where wagers are made. I don't know exactly this geographic area across the river, but this area across the river in Illinois might be the hottest spot of wagering I've ever seen. There's and we get to see what addresses people are, and it's obviously predominantly Missouri addresses that are wagering in the state of Illinois, and it's all right across the river. So I think that's going to create a much better situation for everyone to be able to wager in your home state and go that way. So it's been significant. To answer your question,
when you do open up in a new state, typically what kind of increase do you see? You're going to have those first time players who have never done it before and they want to give it a shot. So like what does that usually look like?
Well, I would say it covers a broad range of the spectrum. Like what we would see is, like for Circus Sports, because we have a reputation that we take larger bets and things like that, that we would expect that Circus Sports is going to attract people that live within the state of Missouri that currently are wagering offshore. I'm a big believer that there are car dealers and farmers and business owners and salespeople that would prefer not to wager illegally, but want to wager legally within the state that they live. And I think that's going to be the big thing that you're going to see from a Circus Sports perspective. Every sports book has a little bit of a different model. We're kind of known as more of a old school sports book. And I think you're going to see a lot of people that are maybe wagering offshore that live in Missouri. They're going to come back and now wager legally. So I think that's going to be the big thing for us. For some of the other sports books, it's going to be a mixed bag. Like I said, every sports book's a little bit different. And I've always been of the thought process that if you're going to wager on sports, whether you're a sharp bettor, a pro bettor, or a first-time bettor, I've always thought it's very important to have multiple sportsbook apps on your phone because every sportsbook is going to act differently. on a given day, the Chiefs may be minus 7 points at almost all the sports books, but maybe they're only minus 6.5. It may not make an impact on that given day, but over the course of a year, it'll have an impact. Baseball is even more prolific. If you're going to bet the Cardinals, it makes sense to go shopping around. We all spend a lot of time in life shopping around, whether it's getting a best price on a house, a car, or going to Costco. It makes sense to go get the best price when you're betting sports. And baseball, because it uses a money line, it becomes even more important. So it really makes sense. Like if you're going to bet the Cardinals one night, make sure you check 3 sports books and get the best number.
Yeah, that's shopping around is a very important idea, and I've seen most books encourage people to do it. One last question from me, Derek, and that is, not everybody in Missouri is on board with sports betting. It did pass; the people voted for it, so more people voted for it than did not, obviously. So they won it here, but there are still those who have concerns about it for various reasons, whether it's just another vice. Or it can lead to problems with players who might get involved, and then therefore we got to worry about results on the field being true or untrue. So for people who have concerns like that, what do you say?
Well, I'd say a couple of things. First off, let's be cognizant about the fact that even with sports betting becoming legal in December in the state of Missouri, all the legal operators, when you take Circus Sports and you look at Fanatics and BetMGM and DraftKings and FanDuel, we add everybody up together. It's still only 25% of the market. 75% of the wagers are still happening illegally and offshore. So I think that by making it legal and making it more transparent, I think that creates a better and safer environment for everyone. It's not realistic to think that, sports betting is now legal. It's going to cause a lot of problems. I think we have to be aware that sports betting is very prolific right now. Most people just don't realize it. So I think that by bringing it out in the open, it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing for leagues. I think it's a good thing for teams, for team owners. I think it's a good thing for players, for the players union. And it's a great thing for media as well. So it creates a lot of jobs. Where currently it's all underground and illegal, it doesn't do any good for anyone. And I guess really specifically to answer your question, is legal sports betting is the only sports betting that takes responsible gaming seriously. The illegal sports gaming operators, they don't. And that's where the majority of the problems come from. There are no restrictions on age for illegal sports betting. There are no other restrictions on how you handle players. So I think the legal sports betting actually makes things far safer and far less worrisome than what's currently in Missouri, which is completely unregulated, and frankly, it's pure chaos.
Circa CEO Derek Stevens with us on KMOX. Thanks so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Hey, great to talk to you. We can't wait to get to Missouri. So thanks a lot, fellas.
Thank you.
We'll see you at Stadium Swim, too. We're coming.
Ranj will be there.
All right, that's a standing offer for both of you.
Let's go.
For Chris Ranji, I'm Tom Ackerman. Thanks for joining us on the Gashouse Gang.
Named one of Newsweek's world's best hospitals.